guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, or in this case tonight, I'm going to be covering part 3 to the story, concluding this trilogy about this young guy who definitely is on a journey from nice guy to becoming R-pilled. And in part 2, it ended with his girlfriend of 1 year, moving in with this girl, and all of a sudden, coincidentally, the timing that her family needs help, and her mom, her sister, and 2 kids come move in the apartment with them. How nice. If there's anything that would send the guy down the R-pill path, right here it is. But you're going to see here now where eventually the downfall of the relationship with her and the rise of our R-pill brother here. So, it continues. He says here, now I had met her older sister and her 2 kids before on that trip to San Andreas for her dad's surprise birthday gift. All of them were good company, and meeting her mom, she was too, and she would always ask me how my day was going when I came home from work. Yeah, that's nice meeting them on vacation. It's another thing with them living with you. One of the 3 women would often make dinner too, so there was often food prepared for me. Most of them spoke only Spanish and barely any English, just like me, except the opposite. They better be cooking for you. Who's paying for all this? Are they getting jobs? Are they helping pay for this whole thing? Her mom did speak more English than the others since she had lived in Florida for 5 years now, but she often didn't know the English words to say, so all of us would mostly use Google Translate to talk to each other unless my girl was there, then she could translate for all of us. Oh, I'm sure that was a lot of fun. I'm sure your neighbors loved all the noise coming from your apartment, and yes, there was noise. I did like all of them, but over time, it went from me and my girl's domain, where we would do whatever we wanted, like watch movies and hook up on the couch, to the majority of the apartment having one of the 4 of them in it. So I went to the kitchen and the living room. There was normally 1 or 2 of them there, while the other were in the other room or outside somewhere. Then you should never have agreed to this, dude. End of freaking story. They'll figure it out. Alright? See, guys? No good deed goes unpunished. Being the white knight hero. But this guy is so in love with this girl. She's his whole world. He'll do anything she wants. And she fucking knew it. That's why she left her old apartment. That's why this whole thing happened, to take care of her family. Don't think it was an accident about this whole... The stepfather was a bad guy and all that. No, they planned this whole thing. You're taking care of all of them, let's be honest here. I started to feel weird about being around them all the time, so I would normally just come home from work and go to my room and hop on my computer to play games with my friends, since I felt trapped in my room, because anytime I would leave, they'd often ask me questions about what I was doing or how I was, which in general, there was nothing wrong with that, but they were just being nice, but I felt like I had no privacy. As a more introverted person, I just wanted to keep to myself and recharge my social batteries, since having them around just drained me. Bro, I'm an introvert just like you. I'm a loner. I like to be by myself the vast majority of the time, and that would be my idea of hell. The difference between you and me is I never would have gotten myself in that predicament. I slowly became more and more in a depressed mood. I didn't want to do anything, and I would purposely take my lunch break at work late at like 2 to 3 p.m., so I wasn't very hungry by the time I got home. So if they didn't cook anything for us, I wouldn't have to eat dinner and socialize with them, because I wasn't that hungry by that time. As well as I spent from the time I got home until the time I went to bed every day on my computer playing games with my friends, and rarely went out with my girl on dates anymore. She did this on purpose, bro. Totally using you. You could at least gone back to the gym. You could have left work and gone to the gym instead of just on your ass playing video games. Now I get you were depressed and feeling trapped, but bro, you could have found a way. The night before her birthday in June 2022, she went to hang out with her sister in her car, listening to music while I was gaming. She said she wasn't going to be long, but 2 hours later she hadn't returned, so I turned off my computer and went to bed, since I had work in the morning, and she didn't because she asked off for her birthday. Around 4 hours later, I got woken up at 3 in the morning to her stumbling into the room. Ah, how nice. She's trashed again. I could tell by her movements that she was drunk and stumbling closer. I see the bottle of hard liquor that her and her sister had been drinking outside. Outside? Fucking losers. It's one thing they went to a bar and then they Ubered home, but they're actually outside chugging a bottle of liquor wherever you live. I mean, come on here. Dude, you're better than this. You deserve better than this. But, well, in the moment you don't deserve better because you You brought this into your life. Mind you, I've never seen this girl get drunk, as the most I ever saw her drink was maybe 3 beers or a beer and a shot. Well, she starts shining a bright flashlight from her phone in my eyes and heckling me while I'm in bed about everything that is wrong with me and how I never do anything anymore except game on my computer, and how I keep her up all night since she tries to go to bed before I normally do, and my computer screens are bright and shine on my bed while me being loud because I talk to my online friends while we play. Bitch, the reason I hide away in here and all is because of your fucking family. Because you used me. Because you knew what you were doing. But this guy's guilty too. And now she's drunk, waking up and giving him a hard time for everything he does wrong. Who do you think's probably paying the majority of the bills? This guy. Okay? He moved in with her to help her. And the family's here. But that doesn't matter. It's all about what she wants. Remember, guys, about, again, how the disrespect, the shit test, the drama. Right from the beginning, with her in Mexico, with that ex that was stalking her and coincidentally finding her in Mexico and all that, right then and there. Oh, but because she was a good kisser on their fucking first date at the zoo, look where this leads now. God, so many guys have to suffer so bad before they wake up to reality. Tell her to get the fuck out of your face. And how I don't even wash my dishes or do anything anymore. I have an idea. How about they do the dishes? How about your mom does the dishes? How about your mom cleans? How about your sister? How about those kids here that are in my fucking apartment? I don't should have to do any fucking dishes or any cooking. They should do it. I didn't even really want to fight back much because of all of what she said was true. I just tried to get her to calm down and go to bed because she was being loud and even waking up her family in the other room. And I just wanted to go back to bed because I had work in the morning. I would have told her to get the fuck out. Go sleep on the couch. Go sleep in the bathtub. I don't care where you sleep, in the hall. Go fuck the neighbor. I don't care at this point because I'm done. Why are you breaking up with her? Why didn't you break up with her a long time ago? Oh, because I'm in love with her. You've been only with this broad like 13 or 14 months at this point. It's nothing. After about an hour of her yelling at me, I got her to calm down, and I guess drinking got her horny because she wanted to hook up. So I obliged, but after finishing, I stopped because I was tired and not doing more like the normal. She asked for more, but I told her to go to bed and then rolled over. You listen to her yell at you for an hour? What the hell's the matter with you? Seriously, I mean, past you. Get the fuck out, bitch. End of story. They want the drama. And then after all that, then she knows that then after all her yelling at you and her whole Latino hellfire, then she's horny, wants to hook up with you, which actually I can believe. Because the drama excites her. Notice this dude? Yeah. And you went along. So she has so much power over you, and she knows it. She can take a dump in your bed and get you to roll in it like a fucking pig, probably. And she would know it. I'm surprised she hasn't done that. Thankfully, she fell asleep soon after that. That was on Wednesday night, and that weekend was the time I took her to Memphis to see the Elvis stuff. I wouldn't take her anywhere. The whole weekend went well, no fighting, and plenty of bedroom fun, so maybe she just needed to yell all that out of her system, or was still a thought, or still a thought, but because I was spoiling her, she was forgetting it and enjoying the moment, aka the more likely option. Yeah, you spoiled her. She's a little fucking brat. The pussy ain't worth it. Again, you sent pictures of her. She's pretty, but so what? There's a whole world of pretty girls out there. I guarantee you started treating her the way that you treat girls now with this knowledge, she'd be a different girl, different experience. In late July 2022, there was a moment in bed where she asked where I saw our relationship going. What a funny question, given that your mom and sister and 2 nephews are living right in the other room here, and all these other things I've done for you. Where's this relationship going? Is she fucking with you? Stoneface had told her, to be honest, I kind of see us breaking up in the future because we both want different things in life and neither of us are going to compromise on them for a marriage. You should never have gotten together to begin with. Mine being her drinking, alcohol. Yes, I was a pussy and didn't stand up for myself as much as I should have, but basically to marry her, I told her I want her to give it up, and she said no because drinking is a part of her culture. Guys, when a woman truly is deeply in love with a man, he has not only her heart, but her mind, her soul. She will give up anything for that guy. She will give up her family. She'll give up her country. She'll give up her freedom. She'll give up her religion, her own children, as sad as to say. Certainly alcohol. No, she ain't giving up shit for you. For her side, she's Catholic and wants to get married in the church, but to marry in the church, both of us need to be Catholic, and I told her many times before that I would never become Catholic because I don't believe in a lot of what Catholics believe. I would get married outside of her church, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to be Catholic. There you go. You guys are incompatible, and I'm sure you've known this from the beginning, especially about the alcohol thing. So after I told her my thoughts, I asked her hers, and she said give her some time to think about it and talk to a Catholic bishop or priest or whatever the guy's about. A week later, she came back with the same thought process that even though the majority of a relationship wasn't bad, that in the long term we both wanted different things, and that we split up in the future. Well, why don't you split up right now? That's stupid. We're gonna split up in the future in like a few months. Why don't you split up right now? Well, she needs you to pay for her family. Well, I think her asking me that original question was sparked by her sister getting an offer as a nurse in a hospital back in Florida that she accepted. Nurse, huh? That tells you everything. Her mom not really enjoying the job she was doing here and missing her old job in Florida. So I think she was weighing her options about all of them going back to Florida together. So when I gave her that answer, she realized that she wanted to move back to Florida with her family since long-term me and her wouldn't stay together. Good. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, asshole. The next 2 months went fine as her sister and 2 kids moved back to the old apartment in Florida first, and we still hung out and did relationship things, as we didn't hate each other, but just knew that the long-term thing wasn't going to work out together. Mid-September was her move-out date. Most days, because I got home first, I would go to our room like usual, but I'd cry by myself because it hurt to know that my girl I love so much is going to be gone out of my life, and I was just sad of losing this relationship. Smack, 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 and smack. What? Dude, come on, fucking man up here. She's nothing but trouble and drama and using you, and you're not compatible. I get, in your mind, that was the best relationship you ever had, probably the longest relationship you ever had, but you think this is normal. This is not a healthy relationship. You should have been singing zippity-doo-dah and doing cartwheels and shit. You're going to be just fine, brother. I made sure to stop the sad thoughts and crying when she got home because I didn't want her to see me cry. Well, thank the Lord for that. Otherwise, she'd walk in and say, here, want to share my tampons? The day she left, we had SCX1 last time, got breakfast together, and then I dropped her off where she was crying, telling me to come with her to Florida, that her heart is breaking and she doesn't want me to go. Drama, drama, drama. Please, she'll find a new dude in 5 seconds. I was stone-faced because I already agreed the end of our relationship and told her that I wasn't going to move to Florida with her, as she made up her mind about going there, especially because we wanted different things in the future. But I did hold her and kiss her a bunch of times before she had to go. By some kind of witchcraft, 3 days after she left Emily from earlier. By some kind of witchcraft, 3 days after she left Emily from earlier in the story, the girl that backpacked in high school hits me up as if she knew somehow that I'd broken up with my girl, even though we hadn't talked in years. Isn't that amazing? They always come back. Already. I've had that in my life, guys, where a girlfriend and I would break up when I was younger, then all of a sudden, this is before social media or anything like that, would just somehow come back into my life. I'd get a phone call, and this wasn't girls in my high school or college that word would spread. I'm talking people I've known, in different parts, different areas of my life, that type of thing. It's amazing. So we talked a little, and she wanted to maybe catch up over coffee, which I agree. A day later, we met up, and she got coffee, and I got hot chocolate because I don't like coffee. We talked about life for a little. Don't like coffee. I bet it's the caffeine. I think this is probably your Mormon upbringing. I think it's the caffeine thing. The caffeine and alcohol and all that. Well, okay, get decaf coffee. Although, is coffee really coffee if it's decaf? Don't like coffee. God's sakes, man. Anyhow, we talked about life for a little and eventually went to my truck to talk since the cafe closed. In my truck, she even got a call from an old friend that we both knew and asked what she was doing. Blah, 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 blah. She replied that she was hanging out with me, and the old friend gave her the, don't forget to wear protection. To which she said, shut up, but I could tell if I tried, I probably would go down that path, as part of the reason I met up was to see if maybe I could get a bit, as I finally fucked this girl, like I could have back in high school, if my other ex didn't spread lies about me. Long story short, we couldn't go back to my place since I went back to my mom's house after breaking the lease in the apartment. With my ex, I went back to her place. She lived with her parents and brother, so they were gone. Talked some more, and she even said that I seemed like a vanilla kind of guy, but she doesn't like vanilla. Yeah, she reached out to you to see what you're like, see how you're doing, and she could tell real quick, nah, he's a vanilla nice guy. Nah, not interested. And you were. We put on a movie, and things were seeming to lead down the path we were all thinking until her brother comes back home and basically cock blocks. We talked to him for a little, and he's a cool dude and all, but hanging about 15 30 minutes from railing his sister if he didn't come home. Not long after, I just went home because I knew nothing was going to happen anymore. I tried to play the bad boy by not texting constantly and acting like I was busy, but I know the nice guy came out at me too much, and eventually we just stopped talking, especially after I knew it. It was unlikely I was going to get another chance to get lucky. Yeah, still, that nice guy's there. You have, how much you have to suffer until that nice guy finally goes away? Around 1 to 2 weeks after the breakup, the YouTube gods must have been looking out for me, and this is when YouTube recommended one of your videos to me again as well. Aha! When you needed me well before that, but obviously you got rid of Sarah, I think you said her name is, the Latina girl, and now YouTube is saying, watch this guy's videos. YouTube recommended one of your videos as well as Better Bachelor's videos, both of whom I've already subscribed. But I hadn't watched a single video in over a year and a half. Ever since that day, I've binge-watched both of your videos that I missed out on seeing and haven't missed a video yet on all 3 of your channels 2 years later. Bro, there must be like 3,200 videos between all 3 channels at this point, so you can watch a video a day pretty much for almost 10 years, and that'll keep you going for 10 years. One video a day, whether it's a 8 to 10 minute video on the Clips channels, just some quick entertaining stuff, a crazy story and they did what, or the personal stories that you guys send in here on the SSM channel, or the occasional news articles. Watch them. It'll help you. Unlike the first time, I actually started to really listen and soak up the knowledge that YouTube provide, and it has helped me see how women act and why they do it, and I'm able to notice the red flags and point them out. Good. That's my goal. I want you guys to hear these stories, and before I even point out the red flags or lay out the smacks, you're going to know what's coming, the lesson, what's going wrong, that type of thing. That's when you know you've learned some shit, guys, when you know what I'm going to say and how I'm going to react before I even do it. I'm not perfect, as I'm sure most recovering nice guys aren't, but I'm getting better at it every day because I don't want to put up with the same disrespect in a relationship like it did or worse. Bro, I don't expect you to become a Jedi Master at this shit overnight. It's going to take years because, you've been programmed to be this nice guy all this time. But as long as you get a little bit better at this every day, as you will by watching a video every day, I promise you will get better. But there will be tests in life to test to see if you learned something. So a month after breaking up with my ex, Courtney, the misspelled tattoo girl, hit me up again after 2 years after the last time we spoke. And that's 2. They always come back. Me, still being a nice guy after my relationship barely ended, decided to meet up with her for some Chick-fil-A. Well, she's looking for some dick fillet. She paid for her own meal, as did I, and we got to talking a little about life. She wanted to become an investigative journalist with her college degree, but by this point, she gave up on that and became a preschool teacher. Is this the Wicca girl? The girl that claims that she has superpowers and witchcraft or something like that, and now she's a preschool teacher? Oh, great. Again, another downward spiral for the American educational system here. To me, it sounds like she was about ready to settle down and called me figuring I was the same old nice guy from back then. Bro, that's exactly why she reached out to you. That's exactly why. That's why a lot of them do that. We parted ways and we were going to hang out sometime at her place, but I was unsure if she got fat or not by this time because her outfit at the Chick-fil-A covered her chest and legs, so I didn't want to go back and bang a fat chick, so I later got her to send pictures through Snapchat in hopes that if I could tell she was still skinny with big boobs or she got fat in those 2 years, but couldn't tell well enough, and I never confirmed those plans. Bro, just because she reached out to you, A, didn't have to hang out with her, and B, let alone get back with her. Come on here. And what the hell was she wearing? Was she wrapped up one of those like Hawaiian moo-moos things or something that you can tell? I'm sure her neck and her face would reveal. She'd put on a ton of pounds. After like 2 weeks of talking, 2 weeks you wasted your life talking to an ex? Bro, I know you're starting to learn, but God almighty. Why are you wasting your time with this broad? She's an ex for a reason. And 2 weeks you're like talking to her? I think you just like the drama. You like the attention. I practically stopped talking to her because I spent a whole week hunting on Emma's family's property with her dad. I woke up at 4 a.m. every day, drove an hour to his property, and after dark, around 8 p.m., I would drive to her the hour back home. I got 2 doe, but because I was outside hunting all day and didn't have the best service, I didn't really text anyone because I was just enjoying nature. You mean you were having a life outside of some girl? Another 3 weeks went by as I was processing the deer. I harvested and just kind of forgot about her because I stopped talking to her because my mind was sidetracked with other things. You mean there are other things in this world than chicks? I eventually saw her Snapchat story that showed more of her body, to the point I knew she didn't get fat, so I reached out to her again and said we should hang out sometime. Why? Okay, now I know she's not fat, so now I'm going to get back with her. You just want to tap that. Well, there are other girls you could tap, dude. But you saw her as the low-hanging fruit. But come on. She talked to me a little bit, but never could agree to hang out now as something would always come up. In other words, she's not interested. That's when I realized that after accidentally ghosting her, I missed my shot to get laid, so I just stopped talking to her. Well, that's actually, you dodged a big one, because you don't need to deal with that. She then calls me late one night around Christmas telling me she's kissed 2 guys already, and another time in May 2023, she calls me 7 times, and my brother too. This is crazy. I was talking to my ex on and off again until I went hunting, and after that, I stopped talking altogether. It's about freaking time. But right around Christmas time, I got a call at like 2 o'clock in the morning from my ex, and I stupidly answered it. Wow, look who's back. Little Miss Florida, Little Miss Sarah, Little Miss Colombian Latina girlfriend. This is 3. They always come back. Guess things aren't going so well now with her and her family. I could tell very quickly she was very drunk, and you could hear loud music in the background from a party or a club. She's drinking and dialing. This is one of the reasons you don't want to be with her, because she drinks too much. She was saying how she missed me and that I should have come to Florida with her and some other stuff. I, of course, reminded her why we broke up and me coming to Florida wouldn't have fixed any of it. No, it would not have fixed any of it. Too bad, we're done. Because I still love this girl, smack. This is why you gotta go no contact completely, otherwise to get over her. I was curious what she was up to. I asked her if she's been with any guys as of yet. That's a stupid question. Yep, I'm clearly a sucker for punishment, as she wouldn't say anything until I hung up the phone, and she called back and then finally told me that she only kissed 2 guys so far. Oh, okay, sure. My stomach dropped and it felt like I'd been stabbed. Well, you're broken up, dude. After that, I was very short with her and started to become more ice cold in the feeling department until I just told her I'm going to go to bed and hung up on her. Probably the best thing. Now, if it mattered, you would act different like you didn't care. But by you asking if she's been with other guys shows that you care and all that. But the point is, you should have taken the call. Problem is, you were all in love with her, and obviously you parted ways because it wasn't going to work out. Not because she was a crazy lunatic, her meltdowns and freakouts and disrespect to you. The next day, she texted me again, and she wanted to talk more about me coming to Florida to be with her, and I told her no. Good for you. You see, in her mind, you're still that same nice guy that she could just bug and pester till eventually you'll cave. Nope, you're saying no. I shouldn't have written a whole book to explain my feelings, but at least I did still say no in the end. Later in May of 2023, I thankfully didn't walk up to my phone, but when I woke up for work around 7 a.m., I saw I had 7 missed calls from her, later finding out she also called my brother once that night. Some were normal calls, some were calls from Instagram, and as well as a text asking to talk. I texted back, what do you want to talk about, and never got a reply for like 3 weeks. This chick is mental. She's fucking still playing the mind games with you, dude. I know you said you're on your path to being R-pill, but you still haven't learned anything. Don't take her calls. This is the way you can't get over her. She'll reach out to you on occasion just when you start to move on. This is like keeping you in the virtual friend zone. Keeping you on layaway. Eventually she replied, admitted that she's been dreaming about me for weeks and cries a lot thinking about me and has to have her mom comfort her sometimes, and she wanted to know one last time if we could maybe get back together again. See? She's relentless. That nice guy's going to cave, she's convinced. I once again wrote back a novel explaining my feelings and what happened and why it can't and won't work between us, but I tried to let her down easy because I still cared for her and her feelings as she was somebody I once loved, so there will always be a place for her in my heart, blah, blah, blah. Smack! You don't owe her an explanation. She knows why you broke up. You wasted all this time writing her fucking not. You don't even owe her a text. Bro, are you sure you're watching me every day? Now, this was over a year ago, so you've learned things since. But I get you can't change overnight. Okay, but still, bro. We said our pleasantries and really don't talk much after that, except that the occasional happy birthday, but that's it. Smack! There shouldn't be a happy birthday. She can send a happy birthday text to you, and you can say thanks, but don't be sending them to her. Like you say, SSM, they always come back. Told you. This being the third girl in a couple months span to come back. Looking back at it, I can tell that even though I wasn't perfect, the life I was giving her is better than what she chose. She wanted to go back to dental school and go from a dental assistant to a hygienist, which she tried to do here, but because she's originally went to school in Florida to be a dental assistant, she thought she could get into that school easier than she was trying to here. Clearly having to support a family with her mom and sister, helping a little too gave her no time to pursue her dream of being a hygienist, and she was stuck in life without being able to progress, unlike when she was here with me and doing some college, as well as having someone, aka me, provide things for her too. Bro, who cares about her life? Who cares about her dreams and her not being able to fulfill her dreams? That's not your fucking problem. Yeah, she was on her way when you were living together because you were paying for things. That's why. It's not your problem. Take care of you. Take care of you and the people that actually care about you, don't use you. Thankfully, after that clusterfuck, I started going to the gym again. Started going to Krav Maga and hanging out with friends. Eventually, got into playing softball and doing volleyball tournaments with them. Started eating healthier too. I was the happiest I've been in a long time, if not my entire life, when I focused on myself. Getting healthier and doing activities and just working on my purpose. You hear that, guys? He's the happiest in his life. And it ain't with a chick. It's doing what makes him happy. Focusing on improving himself, hitting the gym, exercising, playing sports, hanging out with his bros. All these things. Eating healthy. And he's feeling great. So why don't all guys do this? Because they've been brainwashed by the narrative they got to have some girl and give up everything in their life for them. You gave up all that shit for so long for her. And where'd that get you? Miserable. I did have a minor injury, tearing my meniscus in softball, which stopped me from going to the gym for a while, and I slacked off my diet while I waited to heal. But ever since, I've been getting stronger, and now I'm pain-free. Awesome, bro. Ever since then, I've been focusing on my purpose again and not worrying about girls. Good. You shouldn't worry about girls. Life has been great, and I can see I don't need a woman in my life. Thank you. After all this time, 3 videos, he now gets it. Thank you. I'm definitely one of those relationship guys, no shit. So I would like to get a girl eventually, but I don't need a girl to be happy. I don't need a girl to be happy. Well, when you had girls, you were unhappy. Now that you don't have a girl and you have purpose and all those other things you enjoy, you are happy. Take a moment to dwell on that, think about it, process that. After watching your videos, I'm 99% sure I'm never going to get married because there are no benefits for a man. Well, you're saying this now, and maybe you think and feel this now, but you will be tested, amigo, so you better keep watching my fucking videos and practicing what you're talking about here. I still do have the engagement ring I bought from my ex, which I should probably just sell to some other sucker. No. I say you keep the engagement ring, and you put it someplace that you can always see as a reminder of your pussy-whipped ways with Sarah, and all the other mistakes you make, because otherwise, you're going to go back into your old ways. I'm tempted to become one of those passport bros when I get older and find me a good woman overseas because I do love me a Latina, and there's plenty of beautiful and traditional women in Colombia and other Latin American countries that would make a great girlfriend or life partner. But that is not my main focus now because I have plenty of work to do on myself before I even think about a woman in my life. You're darn right, bro. You shouldn't be in a relationship for years. You got a lot of work to do. You are greatly improving, and I'm proud of you, but goddamn, you still need a lot of work. Once again, thank you, SSM and the community, for all your great insight. May you enjoy your new life in Florida and that your channels keep growing. I hope others learn from my mistakes and hope to implement the lessons you teach more and wash away the pushover nice guy that I was and am to be a strong, successful male, as even a little bit I've done has shown some success. I wish you the best, SSM. Thanks for reading my story. Well, bro, you're welcome. It was a long goddamn story, but I did this on purpose to show you guys a journey of a guy who makes all these mistakes, but now he's learning, because a lot of you guys can relate, okay? So definitely a good one here. And bro, like I said, no relationships, not for a while. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep watching my channels. Immerse yourself in this shit. You should be watching or listening to me at least 3 videos a day. You know? Let's just say commit 45 minutes to an hour of my stuff every day. On the way to the gym, on the way home, stuff like that. Until you have this down to a science. And you'll be tested. Because you'll start dating again, because I know you're going to get laid on occasion. And you're a relationship guy. You know who you are. Don't deny who you are. And you may find yourself in situations that the nice guy just wants to come out and behave like you did. Don't do that. You put yourself first. You take care of you. You can have a good girl and you can be good to her, but there's a difference between good to her, reciprocating her good actions towards you, without being a total pussy, being a total doormat, doing everything she wants. Because where'd that get you before, right? Think about it. And by the way, I guarantee you, Sarah, your ex, who's now in Fort Lauderdale, not too far from me, I might add, you're going to hear from her again. It's not over yet. Promise you that. She's going to be reaching out again. And you're, by the way, you're in your mid-20s. You got your whole life ahead of you, bro. So if you went through all this shit and learned the hard way this young, you're going to be light years ahead of most guys. Those guys watching here, they're in their 50s and still haven't learned what you've learned. But there's the one thing to hear it, to learn it, but then to apply it in the future. As for being a passport bro, well, good luck with that. There are guys that have had great success in that, and there are guys that have not had success in that. Flip a coin, but the more you know, the better off you're going to be. So I wish you luck. Great story, man. And again, when that girl reaches out, and she will, don't even take her calls. Don't even take her texts. Don't even respond. Cut these people out of your life and stop. And any of these other girls that reach out to you, which I'm sure they are, again, don't waste your time with them. May the force be with you, brother. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let this guy know what you think. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. Catch you next time.